My name is Heng Hei, you guys can call me Ronan, and this year I'm 19 years old.
Hi, my name is Xiao Ye and I'm 19 this year.
Hi, my name is Divya and I'm turning 19 this year. Earth Day to me is a day that we should reflect on what we've done in the past year when it comes to how we take care of the environment. And it's also a day to reflect on how we should improve ourselves to take care of the environment.
To me, I feel like Earth Day is an event or like a day specifically where we all kind of think about our contributions towards the earth and also the significance and the beauty of our earth, right? And also it's a day where we raise awareness about the things that are currently happening and what we can do as individuals to kind of perhaps lessen our own impacts, negative impacts towards the earth.
Earth Day for me is basically just a day that you spread awareness about Earth to people so that people will appreciate Earth even more.
I think we all know the general environmental challenges that we face. For example, we all know like fossil fuels, ocean acidification, climate change. But I think crucially, a significant thing that we should all know is about the attitude that causes these problems to begin with. I personally feel like right now, our central problem is that we are currently facing all the problems in the world with a capitalist point of view. So we try to capitalize on all the opportunities that we have, and nature is one of them. For example, deforestation happens because we want to create more land in order to farm like more crops to feed animals and also humans. I think that is a crucial part in like creating the problems to begin with. So I think that we should shift a lens and try not to capitalize on all the things that nature has to provide, and instead try to love nature more.
I would say it's air pollution because there's more cars nowadays, and then there'll be more people driving, and then there'll be a lot more carbon dioxide be releasing. So air pollution is one of the big problems now. So
How we deal with transportation, because cars and buses and motorbikes, things like that, their exhausts aren't good for the environment and they produce a lot of terrible gases that can affect our stuff like our ozone layer.
main purpose is also spread awareness, letting people know, letting the youngsters in our generation know like what is the cause that what should we do in order to protect Earth, because this is the only planet we can live in. So yeah, it's basically also spread awareness and raises up the youngsters alert towards protecting the Earth, I would say.
Education promotes sustainability because it gives people the opportunity to learn more when it comes to our environment and learn different ways in which we would protect our environment. And I think the education of children and teenagers is actually very important when it comes to this.
I think it's only with awareness that we're able to tackle these issues more effectively. For example, did you know that the textile industry actually creates 20% of like the wastewaters that are present in the environment, and it also creates far more carbon emissions compared to like the aviation and the transport industry combined. So I think that's a really crucial thing that we may not know, at least I didn't know this. So I think that the current trends, for example, or like fast fashion in general, creates this unhealthy obsession with the textile industry. I think that's extremely harmful. And only with this kind of knowledge are we able to be aware of our own actions, and only then can we shift our actions in order to promote a more sustainable actions. Yes.
We can shift society's attitude actually through education, so we can teach them the benefits of taking care of our environment and not potentially making it even worse?
How to do that? I think we can do that by letting them know how severe it is if we don't protect our earth properly. So when they know the severity, they'll be sure. I'm pretty sure they will like be nervous about it, and then they will think a way to protect it so that we will stop hurting our earth and start doing something to protect our earth.
I think that the most crucial thing and most permanent thing that we can do is by loving the environment more. What I mean by this is that we try to appreciate nature in itself, because right now nature, at least to me, I feel like it's something that I'm only exposed to during holidays, or like I go to Genting and I see that it's very nice, and that's why I appreciate nature. However, I feel like that shouldn't be the case. We should all try to treasure nature in itself wherever we see it. For example, the Sunway campus, there is nature as well. I try to love these aspects, and only then with this love will you be able to prevent yourself from harming it. So this is when we are able to be conscious of our actions, and because like when you think about other things that you do to make things more sustainable, they're often very temporary. For example, if I want to, let's say, become a vegan so that I can cut short on the, like, not harm the environment as much by not eating meat, but that's also very temporary because we'll always put ourselves first, and then when life becomes busier, we tend to forget about these commitments as like an average individual. So I feel like only with love can you truly change the way that you act from inside.
I would say I don't use. I'll close the tap. Definitely close the tap when I'm washing hands. Of course, when I'm like rubbing my hand with soap. But that's one of them, and another one might be just use less electricity when I'm not around my home. Yeah, just close all the lights and the fan. Just can cut some. Firstly, can cut some costs, and secondly, can protect the earth because I'm not using that much of energy. So yeah, I think that's the practices I'm doing right now.
For me, I try, it's like kind of cliche, but I just try to lessen on my electricity consumption. So close your lights when you're not using it and save water. And also, I don't take plastic bags from outside when I'm shopping. So I bring my own bags. And also, I read up on the current climate change updates and see what is currently being done about it, what our country is currently doing about it as well. So I think that knowledge is very important because that's when you can like impact or like tell your friends about it so that they also know and that they can change their actions in accordance of what is happening right now.
Some practices I implement is not taking too long of a shower, so I come out of the shower very quickly, and I don't think I have ever littered until now. When it comes to technology, I think things like solar panels, hydro, things regarding water energy and wind energy, such as turbines, help a lot when it comes to creating sustainable energy.
I think the current technologies that we are aiming, like we are striving for, is actually useful enough. For example, converting to green technology through like windmills, wind energy. We have switching to like fully electronic cars. I think if successfully implemented, that's actually very significant. I also heard about this thing called CCS, carbon capture and storage, where they prevent carbon dioxide from getting released into the environment from like burning fossil fuels. So you stop it from getting accumulated in the environment in the first place, and then you store it somewhere else. So I think that could be also beneficial, but then also comes the problem of how you deal with the things that are stored, right? So I think that if governments have policies that actually address these issues and how to navigate past these issues, and they actually implement their policies, I think this will be beneficial. For example, Sweden is a country, like I think they lowered their gas emissions by 25% while maintaining an economic growth of 75%. I think that's extremely crucial. So because their government adopts a circular economy model where they recycle everything and they ensure that their processes are extremely efficient. So it's more towards how the government executes it as opposed to as opposed to what technology is available to us, I think.
I believe that electric cars is one of the major impact that will change about the thing I say, air pollution, but I think the technology is not that stable yet. So maybe another 10 to 15 years, I think this technology will be a major impact on protecting Earth and making Earth a more environmental friendly place. I would say if we do something properly, like starting to be more aware about what we are doing that might or might not cause the Earth, might or might not hurt the Earth, and we start doing something to change that, I think Earth will be a better place because we all are aware that this is the only place that we can stay in, and if we do something about it, I'm sure that in the future the Earth will be a better place if we started doing something about it. So yeah, that's my point.
For the future of our planet, I think hopefully it will become better in terms of our environment, and the thinning of the ozone layer will stop, and hopefully we'll have more trees and things like that and plants.
What I envision as of now, I can see that there is a trend, like a positive trend of transitioning towards green energy. However, I'm unsure as to whether or not this will make it in time for us to be like 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial revolution temperature. So I'm unsure as to how effective this will be. However, I am glad that we are taking the step to approaching like net zero, right? But I also want to note that this requires the cooperation of all parties. For example, developing countries, they face a lot of problems in transitioning because they don't have enough money, and also the systems in their countries aren't adequately set up to function yet. So I feel like it's the role of a developed country to assist them in terms of transitioning. And I think that like something that I would like to say is that we are facing this as a whole species as opposed to nations. I feel like it's very important that we get rid of the segregation because the impacts of climate change impacts all of us. And I really like this phrase that you only live once, but your actions live on. And this is what we should all address as a community and not as individual nations.